All right. So we need time. On 29. I don't want 29.
Are you on 4-5 right now?
4 or 5. 30. I'm going to do 30. "30 says the point is minus 2, 5, and the slope is undefined. Okay, undefined slope. There's two special case lines that have special slopes: vertical lines and horizontal lines. One has a zero slope and one has an undefined slope. Which is which?
I think it kind of is because in the numerator, pretty sure if it's zero slope, it's in the numerator, 0. And if it's 0 in the denominator, it's undefined.
Okay, if the denominator is 0, then it's undefined slope. But what I'm talking about is which kind of a line has a zero slope and which one has an undefined slope. Does it? There's two basic lines that we're talking about. We're talking about a vertical line and a horizontal line. Which one has zero slope and which one has undefined slope?
The horizontal is 0 and the vertical is undefined.
Okay, so did you hear? She said correctly that the slope of this horizontal line is 0 and the slope of this vertical line is undefined. Because as you said, when you calculate the slope for this line in this formula, you'll find that denominator is 0. And 0 into any number is undefined. And when you calculate the slope for this one, what you will find is that those numerator will be 0 and the denominator will be some number. And this, when you divide any number into 0, it's 0. Now, the only way that you can get a denominator 0 is if both of these are the same number, right? Likewise, the only way you can get a 0 slope, 0 in the numerator, is y1 and y2 have to be identical, right? These have to be the same. So what you have is a horizontal line is always going to be the value of whatever the y is that's repeating. Another way that sometimes they say is, you see this intercept right here, y1 will equal y2 will equal any y that's in that numerator, and this 0b is going to be the y-intercept, and your equation is going to be y plus b. Because b is going to be the same in every number. On a vertical line, this is the one that tells you the tail. It's going to be 0a, and every ordered pair is going to have an x value of a. I'm getting it wrong. It's a0. And every x value is going to have a. So In this case, this point right here, that ordered pair is 2, 0, right? That point right there is 2, 0. And every point on that green line is going to start with a 2. It's going to be 2, 1. This will be 2, 1. This will be 2, 2. This will be 2, 3, 2, 4. This point right down here will be 2, minus 1, 2, minus 2. It's 2 all the time. On the other hand, what you'll have in this problem is this point right here is going to be 0, 2. And so no matter what you have, this is going to be x is 1, y is 2. This is going to be x is 2, y is 2. That's going to be x is minus 3, y is 2. This one over here is going to be x is 3, y is 2. It'll be 2 all of a sudden. Okay, so and what we're supposed to do is write the equation of the line. So if it has undefined slope, it's going to be x. I'll just start over here with this 30. You have the point minus 2, 5, undefined slope. So which one of these two is the correct answer? Got to be one or the other. It's what kind of a line? Vertical line or horizontal? It's this one. This one has undefined slope. And it goes to that point. What would this one be? Slope of what? You'd have a slope of 0, and it'd go through that point, minus 2, 5. So, do you see what? So depending upon, you're given a point, and you're given an undefined slope, it's going to be what? X is equal to the x component. If you're given a 0 slope, it's going to be y is equal to y component. Does that make sense? So 34, test for the U. The point is minus 3, minus 2, the slope. So what's the equation?
Y equals -2.
She says y equals -2. How many agree? How many disagree? How many don't know?
Which one is this again?
This is the point, this is the slope. So it's either got to be y equals -2 or x equals -3. When the slope is 0, what is it? Y equals -2. This one is slope equals 0. This is slope is what? Undefined. See, if I were to graph this, put that out there. -3 minus 2 is -3 minus 2. If the slope is undefined, then what did we say? Vertical line through there. And what is x all the time on that line, that green line? The x is always what? -3. And that's an undefined slope. Are you following what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, and then if you draw a horizontal line through it, This one has a slope of 0. So this one, m equals 0. Choice. M equals 0. Still. And the equation for that would be y is equal to, what's the y value? Minus 2. Does it make sense? All right, then I'm gonna go on. 40. It says 0. You're given 2 points. And it says equation of the line containing the 2 points. Now you see we do not have slope. So what do we have to do first? Yep, calculate the slope, right? So, and he gave us the formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then we plug our values in. I'm going to use 1,5 as x2, y2. The other one's going to be x1, y1. So I'm going to go 5 minus 4 over 1 minus 0. 5 minus 4 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. The slope is 1, right? Now, we either have to use this equation, that's called point slope equation. The other equation, which we was using for the previous 38 questions, was slope y-intercept. I'll take that back. That was in the last section. But this equation says if you know the slope and you know the y-intercept. Now, for those 2 points, is one of them a y-intercept? Is 1,5 a y-intercept? Is 0,4 a y-intercept? How many says 0,4 is a y-intercept? The y-intercept is defined as x is 0, right? Any point that has x is 0, the y is something, is a y-intercept. Which one of those two has x is 0? So it's a y-intercept, right? So 0,4 is actually this. It is 0b in this equation right here. Now, we've calculated the slope as 1, so which one of these equations would be quicker to get the answer? Y equals mx plus b. In this case, the quicker way to do it is substitute into here. M is 1, x plus, and what are we going to put in place of b? 4. So just get it kind of simplified, this is what it would be. Would it be wrong to put the point in here and the slope in this equation? No, it'd just be a little longer to get the answer.
How would you know which things you use up top, which coordinates to use?
It doesn't make any difference.
So you can use the 1, 5, 2.
Absolutely. I'll show you. We go 1 minus 5 equals, and the slope is 1, right? X minus 1, right? I've used the 1, 5, right? And then this is x minus 5 equals, distribute the 1 through it, just doesn't change it, right? Correct? Now, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. And what do I get?
X plus 1.
Plus 4, don't I? Same thing. Good question. Does that clear up it? We could do it either way. We could actually put, if we wanted to, we could take this equation right here and put the 0, 4 in. And it give it for us. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, I'm going to do 44. Here's 4, 1, and 6, 3. So we have to calculate the slope first, right? y2 minus y1. And I'm going to use the second point as the 2's. So it'll be 3 minus 1 over 6 minus 4. So it's going to be 2 over 2, and we've got the slope of 1. Now we're going to have to use this equation right here. Does it make any difference which point we use? Which one would be easier? The 4, 1, right? The 4, 1 would be easier to use. So y minus 4 equals x minus 4. Now notice that the 4's go away, don't they? We add 4 to both sides. And that's the equation. Let's go down and look at 52.
What was the answer to that last one?
Y plus x.
Why did we use that equation without the other one?
What?
How do you find out which equation to use?
Yeah. Why does
Like,
it matter?
why did you use y minus y1 instead of y equals mx plus b?
This, neither one of these 2 points
Well, it has
is a y-intercept. It has a 0 for x.
Oh, okay, so if it has a 0, you can use y.
If it has a 0 for x, but not a 0 for y.
Oh, okay. And why did you use 4? That one was easier.
You could
You
use,
can use either one.
you could use the 6, 3, and you'd get the same answer. It's just that, you know, the 4, 1 are just smaller numbers to deal with. That's a good question. I mean, you can use, either number is going to give you, should give you the same answer if you do it correctly. Will not make a difference. What do you notice about this particular pair of points? The y's are the same. Now, from what we have talked about, what do you think this line is? When the y's are the same, what kind of a line have to be? You got a point over here with the y, this, and then a point over here with the same y.
It's horizontal.
It's probably a horizontal line through what? The y value, which is -5. What do you bet, no matter what we do, we're going to get y equals -5? Now you can either look at it and know that it's that way, or you can just dumb it out. And if you don't, either way is going to get you the same answer. We would say we got 2 points and we got to do slope first. So I'm going to use the second one as first. I'm going to use this pair over here first. -5 minus a -5, right? And then the denominator is 4 minus a -3. that numerator is minus 5 plus 5 over 4 plus 3. So this numerator is what? 0, and the denominator is 7. The slope is what? 7 into 0 is 0. Okay, now, the y values were the same, right? When we plugged in slope formula, we got 0 for slope. When the y values are the same in a couple of pair of points, you know it's a horizontal line with that value, and now we have 0 for slope, and what is that telling us? What kind of line is it? Horizontal. Everything is kind of falling into place, so you just reinforce it. Now, if we still don't get it, and we just want to dumb it out and put it into this equation. I guess pick your poison. Which point do we use? First one or second one?
First one.
First one, y minus a minus 5 equals 0 times x minus a minus 3. Now, without going any further on that, when you multiply 0 times any number, what do you get? 0, don't you? So the right-hand side of this equation is 0, and the left-hand side is y plus 5. And that is going to be y equals negative 5. Now, when we examined it with a little logic at the beginning, we said y minus 5, right? If we just did it the stupid way and just did everything, slope and plugged it in and did it, we got y minus 5. You can't go wrong no matter what you do, right? You can be smart or you can be less smart about doing the problem. All right, let's look at, if you see a problem that you want to look, that confuses you, I just want to point out something. What do you think 62, look at 62, from our discussion that we had, what is that going to be? Right? Y equals 3, because the y's are the same, right? What's some other ones that, do you see any other ones that, how about 68? What's that going to be?
X equals 3.
Do you see x equals 3? Because the 3's are the same in the x position. So it's going to be x equal, it's a vertical line, right? Does that make sense? Do you see anything else there that?
67.
67, you said? Okay, 67 is what?
X equals
What?
X equals negative 2.
Okay, x equals negative, because the minus 2's are the same. Why isn't it y equals something 5? Because one's plus and one's minus, right? See, they're being a little tricky on that thing when you're trying to be smart about, right? Does that, you see the logic of it? Okay. What one do you want me to do in those problems that would maybe help you see something? Nice. Do you see 61? What's that one?
Y equals negative 4.
Do you see, is it y equals minus 4? 61? Is that right?
We look 73.
73? Sure. This is one of your problems that you have answers for, but I'm perfectly willing to do it. So it's 0, 3, and 3, 0. Now that's tricky. They got 3's and 0's in there, but they're not in the same position, right? So that is not going to be a, y equals something or x equals something, right? was the, so, but, what do we have? One of those is a what? Is a what? It's a 0 in which position? Which one is the one that lets us use y equals mx? Okay, mx plus b. It's this one right here, don't it? It's 0, 3. So the b is going to be 3. So all we got to do is figure out the slope, correct? And I'm going to use the second one, so it's going to be 3 minus 0. I guess I better go 0 minus 3. We use the second one first. I could cover 0 minus 3, and then the denominator is 3 minus 0. So that's going to be what? Minus 3 over 3, which makes a slope of -1, right? So using this equation, y equals -1x plus what? 3. Y equals a -x plus 3. Are you seeing it? Do you see how it works out? Okay.